I start with everything I have and stop right before the end. As long as it's unfinished, it can still be perfect in my head. I start with everything I have and stop right before the end. Turns out I never learned how to let something be done. I have a graveyard of 80% finished things. Songs half-written, canvases with unfinished wings. Businesses with logos but no doors ever open. Bodies of work that stayed exactly where I stopped in the moment right before the thing became real enough to be judged for what it actually was, not the bluff of potential that lives forever in the almost. When nothing can fail because nothing gets to be lost, then I convinced myself that stopping was about the next idea calling louder, but the truth is more complex than that. I stopped because finishing means someone sees the actual thing I made instead of what it could have been. In my head where it was flawless, where it never had to meet the world and find out if the world thought it was bad. So I keep it unfinished, I keep it safe in the maybe, where 100 almost things replace the one that could be. I start with everything I have and start right before the end. As long as it's unfinished, it can still be perfect in my head. I start with everything I have and start right before the end. Turns out I never learned how to let something be done. You ever get so close to finishing the thing you made that you can feel the ending, and instead of moving through, you find a reason that needs more time and needs more work. It needs another drive before you let it leave the dirt of the unfinished, where it still just shows when no one gets to have an opinion about it yet. And the regret of never finishing is quieter than the regret of finishing and failing, so you never even bet. I have 90% completed everything I've tried. The last 10% sitting there untouched every time, because that 10% is where the judgment finally comes, where the thing stops being potential and becomes something real that can be measured against the world, instead of measured against the perfect version curled up safe inside my head, where it never has to compete with anything but the fear of what happens when it's complete. I start with everything I have and start right before the end. As long as it's unfinished, it can still be perfect in my head. I start with everything I have and start right before the end. Turns out I never learned how to let something be done. If I never finish it, it can never fail. If it can never fail, I never have to know if I was actually good enough. So I just never finish anything. So if you have 100 things sitting in 90%, if you had started everything with everything you spent, and stopped right at the edge of what will make it real, if somewhere in the almost finished there is a feel of safety that completion threatens to take away, you are not lazy, you are not someone who cannot stay the course. You are just terrified of what it means to let the world see something that was actually a dream, made real and imperfect instead of perfect. Then I made you are allowed to finish something, even if it's afraid of not being enough. You are allowed to let it in. You are allowed to close the gap and let the thing you spend yourself building actually exist outside your head. You are allowed to find out if it's good instead of never knowing. You are allowed to reach the final line and call it finished, even if it isn't perfectly aligned. You are allowed to let something be done, even if it's not everything you dream. I used to stop right before the end every single time. I'm learning how to finish even when I'm not sure it's fine. I better than something perfect that never got made.